Hey everyone, how's it going? Happy Wednesday. Trade recap today down $137.69. It was a frustrating day today, which is why I took the loss and I just stepped away from the computer. And to be honest, there wasn't any real reason to. I think my mind was just out of it today. And I didn't want to get into a position where I'm like down pretty bad and I have to climb my way back. Um, in terms of how I played today, it was just standard kind of situation. There was no reason for me to get out, but I knew that my mind wasn't good for today. And I was getting anxious being in trades, and I don't know what it was. I think it was my lack of patience today, which is what caused me to just step away from the computer and not take any more trades. So I will go over in order of the trades I took. I started with SONM. This one caught me for a loss of $244. I wasn't in any crazy drawdown, and this is like goes back to one of my earlier videos where I was like, I could either take my L and and look for re-entry later in the day, so take a small loss earlier and then look for re-entry later, or I could continue to scale into my position and just exit at the end of the day. And what is better is taking my loss earlier, but getting out of my position at the end of the day for the criteria I have and how I play is a feasible option, and accepting the risk that it could just keep grinding up and having those one-off big losses. I'm still like, I don't feel comfortable doing that and having that in the back of my head, which is why I got out when I did. Talking through SONM, I rushed my first entry. Obviously, we had this sort of leg up in shorting, so I was like, I'm gonna short there. But if I just get into the habit of shorting above resistance and waiting for the second potential entry instead of the first, I think I'd have a much higher success rate. If we look at this chart here, right, and I isolate my second and third entries, I would be completely fine. But if I show you these other two trades today, you'll think, why would he not go in on the first entry? So I think this is fine. I just think that light size on the first entry, heavier size on the second and third is the way to do it. But as you could see, there were better opportunities. I could have waited for 1.46 or 1.5 instead of shorting at 141. Better average there. Same thing here. I could have waited for 175, maybe even 1.8 instead of taking my short at 169. Looking at the yearly, like getting shorted, there was this, these candles here. I believe there was, this one here where we had decent volume, 113 million, but the high was 214. The close was 168. So anything above 168 and that 168 to 2.14 range is fair game. 141 a little too early. Closer to overhead resistance is always ideal. Obviously, increasing volume, it was definitely a risky business, but yeah, took first short here, second short here. Covered a little bit because I saw support forming. This was the right move. Get out some of my exposure and look to add higher. If this dumped, I would have collected some more cash, I guess, made back some profits, maybe went for break even. But the ad here was great. But then I just kept seeing like 179 hold so hard. And these minutes pass by. We're dipping below, getting bought up, dipping below, getting bought up. And I'm just like, dude, this is going to squeeze higher just like we did here. We double wicked at 155 and then went higher. Um, but this is the third leg up, and the probability of this entering a bear trend is higher after the third time. 3 entries deep, I'm not overexposed. I think I was in for a quarter of my max size, and I couldn't just wait. The price action I was seeing was too bullish. I didn't like it, so I got out, and we dipped to 146. It would have been a great hold, but I could feel myself getting impatient, and so I got out. GCTK, same deal. Could feel myself getting impatient. I was hating this chop above 9, and I covered my position early. So see my entries here. We started spiking up. Let me scroll here. This is very zoomed in, and it's not zooming out. Do this. We had this initial spike up. It came down, and then I was like, I'm looking for this range for my entry. I snag it there, cover some here as it came down to 9 because I saw some resistance. Took a little bit of profits and was hoping to hold down into this move down. It pops back up, and I'm getting nervous because this is a stock that's over $5, and these ones can have crazy situations like this where in one candle it'll jump up like $2 a share, and I didn't want this to happen to me. I thought that it would happen here, and it got shorted and then sold off, and to be honest, I would have gotten out of most of my position here and probably looked to cover here if I held a little longer. In retrospect, I don't know. I don't think I played this horribly, but it was that same kind of thing where I felt impatient. So if I was more patient, it would have paid. Now, what if this happened here, and then I'm stuck? That's obviously a risk. Like if we see how this played out, pullback would happen in market open, but it can be so risky, right? Like this climbed up like 50% in the move from 9. So it's risky business, and one leg, 2 leg, 3 legs up, in addition to this first leg, can always be risky. So most of the time, these stocks that are over $5 will be a bit riskier, and the yearly on this was looking bearish. This did have news. I can't remember the news off the top of my head, but yeah, I think a little more patient here could have been a better winner. Looking to add later, definitely could have worked. I do think like I would have been in a nasty drawdown for this one if I took my next short at around, honestly, I probably would have taken it at 10.5 or 11, and then this breaks out higher, probably would have tried to get in at that 13 level, and then higher 14 level hopefully, and then that's where the double top happens. But how do you know it doesn't keep going higher? Like look at this. If I'm like watching this continue to make higher highs, how much patience can I have before this crackdown? So these ones, knowing my success rate, I was like, I should probably avoid this. But see how 9 holds? That was a level pre-market that was holding. Then here under 8.5, looks like it held. It looks like it closed at 7.6. So good, beautiful short on the open. Seeing this double top and then trying to snag this entry is definitely good considering this yearly chart, right? I couldn't really tell where other overhead resistance was. Obviously, insane volume on the day. So not sure if like how you could like play the resistance outside of where you see the wicks. But yeah, volume peaked out here. So when volume peaks out, That's how you know getting as close to those entries, to those areas as possible. In retrospect, if we see like how this volume plays out, right? You can see that we have this peak here, and then on this breakout, we have more. Then on this breakout, we have more. Then on this breakout, we have more. Or actually, it looks like we had less. Yeah, we had less. But on the double top, I guess, we had exceeding volume. But no significant pushes higher above 14.5. We're not having big $1 to $2 candles like we are here. So weakening momentum. And then this is obviously the ideal place to short. But thinking about like how I would have played this, I definitely would have taken a short here. Definitely would have added here. Definitely would have added here so I would have had 3 entries, probably with a cost around 12.5. And obviously this halted down, so would have paid crazy. But was impatient, and so I logged off early today. Didn't want to take any bad trades. Kerr, this one I think I traded yesterday as well. Was spiking up for no particular reason. Was a perfect short. Try and get it in frame here. But obviously, yearly chart looking bearish. It starts coming up. I saw the first leg get made, and I was more patient on this one. I was like, I'm going to short above this level because it's a lower price stock. And then it got there. So at 7.4, I took my short and played out nicely. Definitely could have held, obviously, same deal. But I was happy with this kind of move. I'm always, again, targeting kind of where the start of the move is, because you never know. It can reclaim support. But yeah, those were the trades for today. Red day. Not worried. I think I needed a little bit of a break because with how yesterday went, the little bit of revenge trading, and I'm like feeling like I'm a little bit impatient, jumping into things too early, being in uncomfortable drawdowns where stocks are crowded. It's hard for me to get my ads. The price action is looking super bullish. Just trying to like avoid those as much as possible, and I haven't been avoiding them. So trying to keep my head on straight, move forward. Took the loss today, but wasn't crazy. Obviously, thankfully, if I kept trading what I traded today, would have been pretty nice profit, but also bad drawdowns. So there's those kind of there's obviously risk involved with higher risk, or there's obviously risk involved with high reward. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I do have alerts going on in my Discord. Check out the link in the description for socials and my Discord. Free alerts in there if you are interested. Be sure to join, and catch you tomorrow. Peace.